I'll leave it to the chairman to give us our closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Linda Mariro, for being our pilot today, and we're here. Long day, but it was worth it. Allow me to say all protocols observed. I'm usually told I speak too much. I'll do my best to keep it short. We were meant to have done our resolutions in this section, but I think you observed in the previous panel, we were getting to that way forward. I've also been informed that this session is being recorded. So our secretariat at the Institute will transcribe what came out of this conference. It will be ratified by the board on Tuesday, and it should be ready for distribution throughout the week. Our guidelines for the resolutions will be a small word called SMART, S-M-A-R-T. We're going to be very specific on what we want to target, put measurable goals, look at what is achievable and realistic, and we have a time frame, and our time frame will be linked to the next conference, such that by the time we have a conference next year, please, we're going to have an agenda which will look into how far we have gone with this year's resolution. So my job right now is just to thank everyone, and allow me to start by thanking the President and his team for organizing this wonderful conference. And we're always blessed to have visitors to our country. Farizan came through all the way from Singapore. I think, I don't know how many times you visited our country. And I think we should start calling you one of our own going forward. But thank you for coming through under such a short notice. And Dr. Finzi, when we met in Rwanda, and you reminded us that you taught one of our, who was our chairman at the time. We never forgot that, and we will never stop calling you through to come and to continue educating us. So I think if there are other visitors who came from outside Zimbabwe, allow me to extend our profound gratitude for coming through. We had a very distinguished lineup of speakers. Most of them were local, but I think the topics that they spoke to are topics that at times we don't pay enough attention to. Our urban population right now is over half of the world's population. It's in the urban areas. It's projected that by 2050 will be above 70% of the world's population in urban areas. So we cannot forego the issue of infrastructure, water supply, power, energy, and all that. So we need to always be paying attention to that. I think our first speaker, I missed my colleague Manyepa's presentation. I understand it was mostly on the academia and the role of academia, and I think we heard that we need to produce more architects considering the SADC train that is soon to come upon us. We got a speech on the disaster preparedness from the from the Civil Protection Authority, and I think one thing they highlighted that we need to do it right the first time. And I think there's only one way which we know to do it right the first time: use the right professionals for that particular set of works. We went into the issue of the public spaces. Again, it was the Botswana example who stick in our minds for a very long time. And I think even what's happening in Kampala in those public spaces, if they are not designed for. So it's one thing which will be, I think, highlighted in our resolutions. Then the minister's speech, I think, touched on a few issues. One of them, which is under my arm, that's enforcement of the Architects Act. Allow me to announce to this forum that we will be enforcing the Architects Act. And I think all stakeholders, developers, all stakeholders within the built environment, let's just follow the laws. I think the engineer put it right across to say we have the framework, the legislative framework. All we need is just to follow our laws. The Architects Act is one of them, and it's very clear on what can be done, who is an architect, and all that. The SIs which are coming through, they will sort of change our architectural services industry. I think let's keep our ears to the ground when these things come through. Actually, Karatewa gave us a new word of the ACs that it says the competent authority. So allow me to say, as the chairperson of the competent authority, we will be waiting for that promulgation of the SI, then we'll run with it. The speech by Engineer Peter Morris, I liked what I saw in Mulawayo, and now I wish we can keep it running in all other local authorities. And I think the Esgodini area which you highlighted, sadly, there could be some things that are coming in that direction. But I hope with the resolution that we are adopting to say let's be more active in these sessions, the professionals' opinions have to be heard a bit more. We need to make presentations on that. Everyone in here is urgent to do something, AGE, NCY. We are the ones who need to be driving that public opinion. Engineer Tamimpala, I think, touched on our wetlands. Certainly I happen to have grown up in Mavuku, so I saw the whole Cleveland issue. When I was younger, I will not say all of my age, but when I was younger, it was a big bush. It did take 20 years. Right now, people are getting saved from there, and it's a sad story. Cleveland keeps shrinking, and it's running across around Harare. That map is really telling, but again, we don't need to stop at this forum and wait for next year and ask each other what did we do. I think in our resolutions, there will be that resolution to say, let's go to whoever is concerned with that as a body, like my colleagues say, and raise alarm on those things. The doomsday, which there was the day zero in Cape Town, we were trying to avoid that. And we need to dig ourselves out of our own mess. We are the ones who will be in this city, and we can't look at our city decay and a few other cities around the country going through the same. So the discussion on wetlands is ongoing, and I think as the Institute of Architects will be continuing to call on you at times when we have online sessions to keep this discussion running throughout the year. We did get Architect Farizan speaking about climate responsive architecture. I think one major thing I remember is Singapore has a tool set, which I think we also need. You mentioned everything is already transcribed. This is what you need to do, the specifics are there. I think we'll be calling on you again for more online sessions which will contribute to our CPDs as we are implementing that particular program. My brother Kura, very interesting presentation, and the challenge that you gave to us to say let's reimagine our cities at times is what we have, not necessarily, and how do we remodel what we have, how do we view our cities, do we just see the problems and go along with it, or we try and do something? So we'll get working, we'll get it done. The SADC issue, very contentious, but it is here. I'm happy Architect Mkaratirwa has been running around within these sessions, and more architects need to take more, pay more attention to this issue as it comes through what it means when we become one big block. What does it mean for architects in this country? What opportunities are there? What challenges are coming through? I think in the final panel, I think we got a few resolutions there and how we need to work together going forward. At this juncture, allow me to thank all the speakers who came up and thank our sponsors who made this day possible. We're always rely on you, year in, year out, and our Iaz desk is going to circulate your contacts to all architects, those who are here and those who couldn't attend today, so that we keep in touch, we see products that you have, and we also make use of those in our proposals. That said, when you're asked to speak last, I guess it means people now want to go home. Members of academia, we always rely on you to come and give us these insights, and I think the accreditation issues which are going on, we urge those other universities to come on board so that it doesn't affect the students going forward. I thank everyone for attending. I thank all architects, all engineers, all other built environment stakeholders, our quantity surveyors, allied professions, developers, realtors. And I'm happy that sponsors are seeing value in partnering with the IAZ. In that, there was an offer which was mentioned in the afternoon, which I think allows us for that continued discussion. The scholarship issue and the funding of the online library to our universities. I think that was a very welcome move, and to invite more partners to come and partner with the brand IAZ. Thank you very much. Back to you, ma'am.
I'm sure you can do better than that. Thank you very much to the chairman of the competent authority, Architect Madondo. And ladies and gentlemen, you've had it all. It has been a pleasure standing before you at this 2025 Iaz Conference, which was held under the theme, Africa's Billion, Developing Climate Resilient Architecture and Infrastructure. I am Linda Muriro, and as in the words of Amai Chisamba, Chatruka Chikakwata. And to our visitors, we hope you enjoy Zimbabwe. And till next time, it is goodbye for now. There's tea outside. Let's network. And a big round of applause for all of you for being patient and allowing our program to end. Thank you.